Welcome back to Wrenches in Motion, where if it ain't broke, I ain't buying it. And today is part 3 of the 2006 Honda Element. In the last video, we put the engine all back together, got it dropped in, I was about to hit the key, and then I left you hanging. So now, we're going to start this thing. You're going to see what went wrong, actually. We're going to get the seats redone, sort of. We're going to put them in. I think cabin air filter, front wheel bearing, and probably some other stuff I can't remember. But yeah, come along for the ride. And I think this is going to be the last one for the Element, because after this it's almost done. I just got a few minor things left. And we'll see you guys later. So let's see what happens. Holy cow. Wow, she's a little rough. I don't know if you can see it vibrating. Probably not. But she's got a vibration. But I think that's pretty cool. So it's running rough. So the first thing I figured I'd take a look at is the coils. And 4, 3, 2 look good, and 1 is sort of unplugged. So I'm hoping that's it. Just got back with a new battery, so I'm going to pop that in, hook that up, plug in number 1 coil, and start it and see what we get. I did fill up the antifreeze, so that's good. I need to add some more power steering fluid. That can come later. I just want to see if it's going to start and run. Well, I noticed when it was running, I could hear air. And I don't know if you can see, I don't know if I can get in there. No, probably not. But anyway, there you go. Yeah, that nipple right there needs to be plugged. And this little hose here is the one that does it. So let me try to find a way to get that on there. Okay, so here we go. We're doing some troubleshooting. Number 1. Yep, definitely an issue. Number 4. Yep, definitely changes it. Number 3, definitely changes it. And number 2, doesn't change at all. Coil sparking. Let's see if I can get this out of here. Let's see if I can get you in there. So the coil's working. It's going to be an injector like it was on the Pilot. So I was going to change plugs. I didn't. So let me see if I can pull this out. Well, this is the second car I've done in a row that has a bad injector. So I'm going to go look it up. See if the one from that CRV in the Junkyard is the same. If it is, I'll grab one of those. If not, I'll see what other vehicles are compatible and go get an injector. And then tomorrow, after all that, we put it back together, fire it up again, and see how she's going to run. I think it's going to do just fine, though. We did know it was cylinder 2. When I disconnected the fuel injector, it didn't change the way it ran, so I knew it was a problem there. And sure enough, when I took the injector out, it broke in half, sort of. I mean, we got other pieces over here, so I've got a feeling it wasn't spraying. Either way, I'll just get another one. All right, we are so close. Here we are, my favorite place in the world, the Junkyard. And we have this 07 Accord. And it has the fuel injectors I need. So we're going to pop this off real quick and then give them an electrical test, make sure they work. And then we're going to grab one. Okay, I did manage to get it out finally. Oh my gosh, the little suction cup on the bottom was stuck in there. So it's out, and before I bring it home, let's give a listen. It's working, so we'll take it. Well, I got the injector swapped, but I tested the old one, and the old one clicked also. So my confidence level right now is about 0 for this. We're going to get a Noid light out after this and check. Yeah. Oh, never mind. We're solid. Okay, well I don't know what was wrong with that injector, but yeah, it's just fixed now. Try to find a way to hit the throttle real quick, just to let it rev a little bit. Oh yeah, super smooth. Well, we interrupt this video to bring you a tech tip by Tony. If you're having trouble with a connector that is way down in here, like way down there somewhere, and you say, I'll get to it later, by all means get to it later before you button everything up. Because now I don't know if I can reach it, and I don't want to have to take all these plastics off again just to get this connector done. Bottom line, what it's doing, you start it up and the D is flashing. You put it in gear and it doesn't go anywhere. And that connection is on the transmission, so without that plug, I'm sure it's all confused and doesn't know what to do. So without further ado, let's crawl under there and hopefully we can reach up. There is a slot cut in the plastics. Hopefully we can reach up there and get that connector on, and then we should be good. But until then, okay, here we go. First drive since we put it back together. Oh, this thing runs great. Now we're doing almost 40. Definitely got a pull to the right. I hope it's on back tires that are trash, because boy, this thing like wobbles like crazy. Alright, we're gonna turn around up here, go back. When we leave here, we're gonna punch it and see if we can get VTEC to kick in, because that was definitely not kicking in before. So I had a thought recently, actually just a few minutes ago. I was like, you know what? I've never looked at the cabin air filter on this thing. So, you can see the fur all in the glove box. And back here, what you can't see is we are listening to I Hate Everything About You by 3 Days Grace. So, under here, it's going to be the cabin air filter. There's two of them. And you can see there's already stuff in there. So you're going to get a look at this as I get a look at this. Oh. Alright, so I see more leaves. I kind of bend it to get it out of here. I thought. I can't see on top. Come on. Oh. Oh my gosh, disgusting. Oh, yuck. Oh, I'm sure that other one's going to be just the same. Let's pull that other one out. Slide that to the left. Pull that one out. Oh, I can hear it crunching already. Oh, yeah. So, oh my god, you can see in there even. I got stuff in there. We gotta go get the vacuum cleaner and get that out. Oh boy. Okay. Let's take a look at these things out of the vehicle where you can actually see. I mean, I don't really know what's in there. I just know that these got out. Holy cow. Look. Alright. So let me swap these out and we'll vacuum that out and put them back in. So I was thinking maybe I was going to have to take the motor out and clean it. But actually, this is kind of working. I'm using the air hose and blowing in there and getting all kinds of stuff out. And I've got my mirror. I can look in there and see what's left. All right, before we go in for the night, I wanted to show you under here. It's been running probably for about a half hour, and I just shut it off, and it is perfectly dry under here. Before, you'd run it for like maybe a minute. I'd go from back there next to the pilot onto the concrete, and about 10 minutes later I'd have a puddle that was probably about 6 to 8 inches around. And now it's perfectly dry. So the main thing that I wanted to do with this was fix the oil leaks, and I believe I have succeeded. Okay, so we got some of this residue and we got our thing, and I don't know if I can do this one-handed or not, but holy cow, looks like he's peeling it right off. Alright, throwing it in the air and right into my hair, which is nice. So let me get to work a little bit. Well, I think I found a combination that works. Use the yellow pad to get most of it off, and then for the little bit of leftover glue, use the acetone, and it comes out. It comes off. I think we're just going to replace them anyway, so you probably won't even notice it, but in case we don't replace them, I mean, it doesn't look too bad. I mean, the car's a 2006. What do you want? Alright, let me give you another quick little update. We still got this one to do, but we did that one, and we did the two on the other side using this little rubber wheel here. And I wish they had told me that this stuff gets everywhere and it's kind of hot, so when it lands on your arm, you know it. And in here we got fuel pump cover off. We got the fuel pump in there. That should be here tomorrow, so we'll swap that in. Hopefully get rid of our slow starting. It takes probably like 10 seconds of cranking to get it to start. So I've got a feeling the fuel pump's weak, or just about ready to go. Good news, tires are supposed to be here today. So if they get here today, I might throw them in and see if I can get those balanced real quick and mounted. And then that'll take care of the tire situation. And the last thing is, this thing needs a power wash badly. It's disgusting. And now with all these little rubber bits everywhere, it's really disgusting. So after I'm done with this last one, I'll move the truck out of the way. Go ahead and fire up the power washer, give this thing a power wash. Hopefully get rid of like all this grime and stuff that's in here. Because in a couple hours they're going to be here, well, somewhere between 1 and 6 to put the windshield in. So I can't wait for that. And that'll be one major step done. Tell me what to do about this hood. Should I paint it? Or just leave it? I kind of want to just leave it, but the bug deflector here left all kinds of stuff. I might try to get all that off too while I got the rubber wheel out. Well, it definitely looks a whole lot better. I mean, it needs another rinse, but yeah, overall, not bad. So I think what I'm going to do now is work on trying to get this dent out. You can see it there. I'm not going to use any fancy tools. I'm just going to open this up, take the inner plastic out, and use my hand and try to, oh, that's going to be a tough one there. That's on the line. Use my hand and try to just push it and pop it gently, and maybe I can get it out. I guess we got to take this out, and then this whole thing should just pop right off. Well, as you can see, Safelite is here doing the windshield, and I don't want to tape the guy just because, you know, don't know how people are, so I'd rather just not even bother. So this is the passenger side seat. You can see how ripped up it is. What you couldn't see is all the fur everywhere. So this is the bottom off of the black seats. I can't use the top because of the airbag. And you can see this is pretty disgusting. What we're going to do is get it wet. I've got some soapy concentrate and the drill. I'm going to try to get all this. And then I believe for the end, we're going to end up power washing it just to like try to push all the dirt out of it. and then set them in the sun for a couple days and they should be dry. So in order to do this, let's go inside and take a look. All right, so here's our driver's side seat. You can tell it's really bad. And this is the other driver's seat, which is only not quite so bad. So that's the bottom we're taking off to put over there. First thing is, see these plastics on the side? Those are held in by Christmas trees, so we're going to take those off. And same thing on this side, we'll take this seat adjuster off. The other side it's missing, so we're going to have to use that one. And then, yeah, we'll pull this bottom off. So let me get this thing started and I'll show you what we're going to do. Alright, so we're not going to use these plastics, but look over here, there's one of the little Christmas tree thingies. Get that out. Goodbye. And then come to the front, inside here, there's one here, so I'll take that out. This will come off. I think I'm going to try to use the other seatbelt receiver instead of this one. I know it doesn't match color, but whatever. And then down here, sort of the same thing. This one's already missing. And there should be one back here. And that plastic will come off. And I'm going to take the air nozzle and blow some of this fur out of here because it's still disgusting. So this is the thick fur we're dealing with. I mean, everywhere. So the whole car used to be like this, and now it's just the front seats. So we're getting close to having the whole thing defurred. And now the only question is my wife going to want to use it for a dog transport vehicle since she just started doing that? If so, then I don't know why I'm bothering to make it nice because it's just going to get trashed. But whatever. It is what it is. I forgot to show you. This is what actually holds the cushion down. You've got these on the sides. The big one here is a little one. Oh, there's usually a little one right here. These ones in the front are a real pain. I would suggest doing them last. The back one's not too hard, and the other side one, of course. Do the sides first. Do the back. You may have to try to reach up here and try to pull the back up. 'Cause sometimes that's stuck down by years of people sitting in it. And then, yeah, do the fronts last because they really stink. Alright, let's get back to this, work on this other plastic and that wheel. And we'll get this cover off of here. Cushion and all, we'll take the whole thing. And surprisingly, it was 2 in a row. Next song playing was Rock Hard Ride Free, also by Judas Priest, which I saw them in concert to do that song, 1984. So for this, obviously you stick a screwdriver in there, pry that off, and you're left with this. All I did was turn it clockwise, and this clip loosened up, and then I just took that right off. And then we've got the one screw here, which, you know, is a screw. And that one's already off, so yeah, shouldn't take me any time at all to get this plastic off. And then get this cover off, and you can see the furness of the seat. Alright, so we got our seat loose, our bottom cover loose anyway. Flip that up out of the way. Here's those things from the front I was showing you. It's easier to get them from this side. Just take a screwdriver, push them over, push them through, and then we can get to work on blowing some of the fur off these seats. Whew. Alright, with that little bit of work, we got piles. We got that seat. This is the seat we just did. We replaced the seatbelt receiver with the black one. Yeah, you can see, totally disgusting. Got a little adjuster knob on there. So I think these are going to be good to go. Time to go grab the hose, bring it over, maybe hook up the power washer, and that'll be kind of nice to get them done tonight, but we'll see. Let me get all these spare parts thrown in the other Pilot, in the silver Pilot way over there, and then contemplate what's next. Wow. This is just with the power washer, just a little bit of water. I might not even use soap. Well, I'm gonna have to use soap, but holy cow, the difference. It's just incredible. And this one here too, you can see what I did, what I didn't do. Whew. Well, I can't wait to get these done. Now, with these being elements, they should be fairly waterproof, so I don't think it's going to take, tomorrow they should be dry. So hopefully tomorrow we can put them in and the element will be done. But until then, let's fire back up the pressure washer and yeah, get back at it. And if you were here, you'd be listening to Sixth Form Girls by Saxon. If you've never heard it, I suggest you check out Saxon because they're pretty darn good. Well, we are going to replace the seat belt. First thing we did was we took this piece of plastic off, which should have been the second piece of plastic we took off. 2 screws underneath the handle. I've already did the seat belt here. There's a Phillips screw here. And there's a Phillips screw here that you can't see until you take out the speaker grill. Once you take out the speaker grill, you'll see that the speaker shot. And there's 3 screws that hold the speaker in. Take that out, just disconnect it, makes it easier to take the panel off. Take this screw out, and there's just a bunch of push pins, and it should come right out. At least that's what we're hoping anyway. And then once we're done with this, I want to show you how the power washer did on the seats. I think they came out pretty good. And then we've got the black seat bottoms and the blue and gray tops, because I didn't feel like buying seat covers. I mean, why put another, $120 into it, or $200 actually, for good seat covers when I don't have to. Let's see if I can get this disconnected real quick. It's never going to be real quick. There we go. Okay, and this panel should come off, I hope. Sure feels like it. Oh, come on. Oh, maybe not. Or maybe so. Yep. Okay, panel's off. Can you see? Yeah, you can see. So here's the seatbelt assembly right here. Here's the chewed up seatbelt. So we're gonna disconnect this, and then we're going to disconnect it from here. Come on. There we go. We grab our 14, unbolt this. Top, bottom. Get this out of the way. Grab our new one. Pop that in. What's on the bottom here real quick. Okay, with that, put this back in. There we go, we got that. Now coming up here, we got this over here. That's gonna have to go after we put this back on. So disconnect that again. Grab our lower part of the door. We're just going to throw this in here. Throw that back in, our handle. This up. One of these little clips fell off, so we'll try to put that back in. Maybe. Come on. Oh, I should have done this before I put it back together. Get in there. Okay, now we got that. No, 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 no. Why did I do that? You were supposed to be watching me. Remember I said something about putting this piece in first? Because this has got to get through here. And go down. It's got to get through there. And this has got to get through there. No. You know, if I knew what I was doing, sometimes I'd be dangerous. Let's go through here. Which makes much more sense. Yes, because this is going to go in here, like so. No. Once again, see? This is how you learn. You put stuff together the wrong way. And then eventually it'll all click and you're like, oh, that's how it goes in. So, from here, nice and smooth, just like that. Put this in here. Right where it goes. Pull a little weather stripping out. See, just like that. Just like you want to. Come on. This weather strip has to go on the outside of this plastic. You know, I think after after you've done this enough times, you kind of get good at it. All right. Perfect. Like it. Now, this one here, same deal. Make sure you got the weather strip on the outside. But I didn't start it that way, so now it's going to be difficult. Anyway, all I got left to do is bolt the seatbelt here and then put speaker and stuff in. But take a look at these seats. I mean, you saw how nasty they were before. I mean, they're clean now. So give me about 15 more seconds and this thing will be done. All right, we are back with the Element and Sailor and Maggie and Gunner, all three dogs. Just took it in to get inspected. And as you can see, we got the big rejection sticker on there. So I was like, huh, okay. So he said several lights, and I've got to be honest, I didn't even bother checking the lights. He said the right side tag light. Yep, sure enough, it's out. Okay. And he said the front left marker light. So I don't know if you can see it, but that one's on. That one's definitely not on. With the sun, you probably can't tell. But side ones are good. So I did replace that marker light. And then he said the tie rod end on this side, which we're not gonna be able to. So yeah, we can. Oh no, you can't see it. So I don't know what's up with that. Let's get a light in there and take a look. Okay, we've got our light. Let's take a look. I'll be honest, maybe because the boot's torn a little bit. He did say right side tie rod end. Let's go look at the left side. So I just ordered new ones for both sides just because. And yeah, this one here, the boot's kind of torn too. So I guess we're just gonna do both sides. And I noticed when I was driving it there, this left side wheel bearing is screaming like crazy. So I'm gonna be doing a wheel bearing. And something else I noticed, I pulled that back out of the trash because when I had it started, let me get the key here real quick. Keep an eye on the flashing seatbelt sign. I'll try to set this right here. Oh, there we go. And it's back. Yeah, don't know what that is. Click it in. Goes away, and then comes right back. So we hooked up our other seatbelt buckle, and sure enough, it works perfectly. So we're going to take the seat out again, and we're going to take that side off, put this seatbelt buckle on that side, and then throw it back together. And then we should be good with that. But also, if you noticed, we had a airbag light on again. So I'm going to get the scanner and scan it and see if we can figure out what's going on with the airbag light, because that shouldn't be on again. Alright, so we got our switch replaced, or our seatbelt buckle receiver thing. I scanned it and it said that the driver's seatbelt buckle receiver was bad. So I kind of knew that because it kept doing what it was doing. Cleared the codes and they're not coming back, so I believe we're fixed for the SRS. I still got light bulbs, tie rod, knock sensor, and oh, he said the rear emergency brake is not holding, so I gotta take a look at that one of these days. But that's where we're at for now. And if you look, I still don't have the LEDs in, but I'll get there. That the left side is totally burnt out. And the right side, boy, these light bulbs don't last for anything in these. Okay, well, as you know, we've got the code P0325 for the knock sensor. And everyone says, oh, leave the intake on, just try to go like underneath. And no, there's 5 bolts for the intake. You gotta take this little hose off that goes right here. A 10mm that holds the throttle bracket. And that's it. You can move the intake out of the way. I reached down in there. Where's my flashlight? I reached down in there, disconnected my knock sensor, which is right in there. So now I'm just going to get the socket, pull that knock sensor out of there, and hopefully Amazon comes in the next little bit with the new knock sensor. I really thought this was going to take a whole lot longer. But let me get this out. What we're going to try to use is, I've got a 1 1/16, and I got all this because I was going to go underneath the intake and shoot it in, but I believe I can take it like from this off and just use this stuff here to get that off. So it took like 5 seconds. That's all I used. Swivel, adapter, and socket. Got the knock sensor out. Now I'm just waiting for the new one. Some other people have said that if you look at the threads, you can see how they're tapered at the end. See if we can get a good close-up in there, maybe. Maybe not. Anyway, the threads are tapered at the end, and the NTK, I think the threads just go straight up. So some people have said it's harder to thread in. I don't know. We'll see when it gets here. Hopefully that's soon. Okay, you may remember this marker light was burnt out. It is a 7443, and all I had here was 7440s. So a little bit of creative figuring out. Kenny, the pilot over there, his taillights and brake lights are 7443. So instead of having to spend $10 for 2 lights, I just took one of those off. Boom, got it. And then the tag light was out. So these are 168s. Got those replaced. Both of the tag lights work now. And they said that the emergency brake didn't hold. So if you take your console out, you pry up the top, the back slides in. So pry up the top and pull forward. There's a 12mm nut under there you can adjust, and that adjusts your parking brake tension. So I did that, fixed that. And then as you saw, I think last night I showed you the tie rod ends. Both of them are coming, but that's not going to be till sometime next week. So until those get here, we're just going to drive it the way it is. As soon as this knock sensor comes in, we'll pop that in. Check the codes, see if the code went away. And if it did, then the only thing I got left is tie rod ends. Well, about 20 minutes after the last shot, the part came in. Yay, Amazon. This is an NTK ID 0213. And there's our new knock sensor. So let's get to work, get this thing put in. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is the way to do it. Pull the intake off. You can reach in there, start it. Well, I would say it doesn't get much easier than that. But if I would have replaced it when the engine was out, it would have been easier than that. Okay, we got our new sensor in. With the intake off, all you need, nothing fancy, an extension, an adapter, and a 1 1/16 socket. That's it. Done. Now, reach in here and plug this thing back in, but I am probably not going to be able to do it one-handed, maybe. If you look down in there, you'll see a piece of glove. That's what I use to help hold the sensor into the socket, because if you drop it, it's not going to be pretty. Right, so we'll get that back out of there. See if we reach in. And yeah, I'm not going to be able to show you this, but you know how to plug a plug in. So we're just going to clip that in, and then put the gasket and the intake back on, and these other couple bolts. It will be golden, I hope. Okay, we're in the middle of our blue LED upgrade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those are the ones you want to do. I don't know if you can see all those or not. The bases that they have in the kit do not work, so you can't use those. You got to use the factory Honda ones. Even though they say Toshiba V2, they're not. So you take your LED and pop it in. Just like that. You'll hear it snap. Now, you want to test these because these are polarized. So you put the negative on one, positive on the other one. You see it light? Okay. So then what I do is I mark this diode, or I mark the LED with a black marker for the negative side, which is right there. And then I experimented. I put one in with the negative to the right and one with the negative to the left, and the one with the negative to the right worked. So that's the way I'm putting all of them in, and I'm hoping that when I go out to the car and I push this in, turn on the lights, I hope they all work. They should, based in theory, but you know, who knows? It's the hardest part, is getting these little things in and out. Okay, I've got one more to do, and then we get to go test it. And hopefully, the test goes well. Now you see that one does not light, so you flip it around. And now it lights. Okay, so we know this is the negative side. I'm kind of excited to see how this is going to work. I did notice I just replaced all the lights, all the light bulbs anyway, and I noticed that some were already out. Well, they weren't out, they had fallen out of the holders. Because when I took this instrument cluster out, you could hear them. You could hear something loose inside, and sure enough, it was like 2 bulbs. Okay, I believe we're done. Okay, so in the back you'll notice 2 connectors. We got a little green one and a big green one. The big green one's the only one you have to hook up for the lights. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, you're about to see it for the first time as I am. So here we go. One down there, one there. That one's not working. Okay, so we got 2 working. Okay, we flipped a bunch around. Let's see what we get now. Oh, wow. That one, that one, that one, that one, that one. This one's still not working. Don't know what's up with that one. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. And there's one more that's out. Where would that be? Okay, we may need to mess with the connector a little bit. Not back here, but the where the actual light bulb plugs in. So let's do that and try to figure out where this last one is. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We got them all. The on the plastic base, some of the copper that would be conducting the electricity was pushed in and it wasn't making contact, so I just stuck a hook under there, pulled it back out, popped them in, and we have working LEDs. So now it's time to finish, bring this back in, put the covers back on, screw this thing back in, and we're going to call it done. Alright, well, we just started it up, and let's check out these blue LEDs. I've gotta say, I like the way that looks. That is pretty neat. Alright, lights work. Well, that's pretty awesome. Okay, we're back at the whiteboard. Let's check this out here. We're going to start with the bottom and work our way up. Fuel pump we don't need because it was actually the crank sensor. Windshield, Yep, got that done. Transmission fluid. Yep, got that done. Oil and filter. Yep, got that changed. Serpentine belt tensioner. Yep, did those. Seat belts, engine reseal, brakes, tires. Yep, did all those. And now what I don't have written up there yet, alignment inspection, which I already took it in, and dummy me forgot to tighten up the outer tie rod to the knuckle. So of course they said I need new tie rods, which no, I just need to tighten it up. So I did that. So it failed inspection for that and 2 light bulbs, and the emergency brake was out of adjustment. Fixed all that, so inspection and alignment should be done. And then I have to add front wheel bearing. Okay, another day with the Element, and as you can see, we got it inspected, so we're good to go there. However, I noticed this wheel bearing sucks. It makes so much noise, so we're in the process of changing that out. We took the wheel out, we got the brake off, we're gonna zip tie that up. There's 2 bolts for the strut, we're gonna take them out. We're gonna try to get the ABS sensor out. Sometimes it doesn't come out of the knuckle, so we'll just take the whole cable out. 36 millimeter for the axle bolt, and we gotta undo the ball joint because we're just gonna try to take that knuckle out and then bring it over to the press and do some bearings. Also, while I was driving it, it flashed the check engine light again, and I was like, huh, wonder what that is. Well, it wasn't the knock sensor, since I replaced that, but it decided to be cam sensor A, which is right down here. So I went to Junkyard this morning, got a new cam sensor, and I'll be putting that in after I do the wheel bearing. Okay. As you can see, we've got the knuckle hanging. Can't quite get the axle out because I need a little bit more room. So far I've tried beating on the control arm and the knuckle, and so far the ball joint has not popped loose. It's probably just going to take a couple more whacks and it'll come off. And then we can get this knuckle. But, oh, you can't hear it. Okay. Once we get it off, I'll let you listen to it. I already listened to it and it sounds terrible, just like I thought. So, with that, let's get back to the big brass hammer action and see if we can't pop this knuckle out of here. Well, I finally got it out. Now, take a listen. That bearing. Trying to hold the press still. Oh well, you get the gist. It's toast. Okay, well, we got it to pop. Holy cow, if you have never had the privilege of popping one of these wheel bearings, oh my gosh. When it pops, it pops. Alright, I don't think it's quite out of there yet, so we'll hook the press up and push it a little more. Okay, here's the old bearing. Anyway, let's go check out the new one. Well, you can't check out the new one because I pressed it in and then there's a lot of cursing and words that I don't want to say in the video, and I really didn't want to record it, so it's back together. And now I'm working on the cam sensor because it gave a code for a bad cam sensor. I think I already showed you the new one. Everybody says you got to take this hose off and take the air box out, and I'm bleeding again. Jeez, doesn't that figure? But no, you can reach in here. I already got the bolt broke loose, and you could spin the bolt out by hand, easy enough. Give me a couple seconds. It's coming. It's a fairly long bolt, actually, for what it's doing, which isn't a whole lot. Come on. Anyway, still going. Ah, there it is. Okay, so we get the bolt. Pull our hand back out again. Make sure we can get our hand out. And then that just wiggle a little bit and pull it out. So let's see if we can get back in here. Wiggle, 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 and pull. I may have to set you guys down for this, because if I wiggle, 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 you're going to wiggle, wiggle too, and let's not get sick. So let me get this thing out, and then I'll show you what we're working with. Okay, I got the old one out. Got the new one in my hand. I'm just going to pull the dipstick out, grab some oil, lubricate the O-ring, and go ahead and slide it in. I mean, it goes in right here. You can see that, and the plug's right here. So, I mean, easy enough to do. Just, why go through all that extra work? You can reach in there, get it done. Well, thanks a lot for coming along for the ride on the 2006 Honda Element. This is going to be the last video. It's pretty much done after this. I've been using it as a daily, and I was on my way to the airport and I hit a rock, busted the windshield, and I just had that thing done probably a month ago. So now I get to pay another $400 for another windshield. But that's the way it goes. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Keep the rubber side down and keep your wrenches in motion.